Let's begin. Palms facing upward. Try to sit tall. Please recollect all the points. Okay, one of the highlights that we spoke about this week was that when we use the ankles for rotation, so if you rotate the ankles outward like this, basically using the base of the palm on the mound of the big toe and pressing it down. So that way you're pressing the top of the foot down, and this, what do you say, the sole opens up, right? When we do this, then this pelvis opens up properly. Okay, and this is the same thing. Your Sukhasana or Swastikasana, this asana is called. It is a preparation for Padmasana. So just try, everybody, just try to bring one leg up. Okay, those of you who can bring one leg up, you can bring one up. If you want to bring two legs up, both the legs up, then you can bring both the legs up. Now, can you notice the beauty of Padmasana? Padma is your lotus, right? The lotus pose. This should be opened up, right? Again, use your base of the palm to press this mound of the big toe. Here also, see the top leg still, it doesn't open up so much. Can you see? It should be open, sole facing up to the ceiling. Okay, it's a hard surface. Otherwise, if it's soft, you should be able to stand in it on the knees. Okay, so this opening up of the lotus has, like they say, it's like a bloom, right? This pelvic opens up, and this we'll talk about it later in one of the theory classes as to why this asana is one of the highest asanas for meditation. Of course, you can sit in the normal sukhasana, you can sit in vajrasana. If you remove one leg down, this is called the siddhasana. Okay, so all of these four asanas are the ones which are for meditation, and only these four asanas are given in Hatha Yoga Pradapika, no other asanas. That is one of the first texts written on yoga after Patanjali Yoga Sutras. In Patanjali Yoga Sutras, there's no asana at all, no mention of the name of any asana, only the word asana is mentioned. Okay, so that's why we need to, every day when we sit, every day, every single day, I want you to start slowly opening up the legs. Okay, so in fact, initially we don't do this. Like why we were not doing this last year is because like your foot is not ready at all for it. Like, your foot needs to be slowly getting ready with classes going further. In fact, for the newer students who joined this year, I would say don't force your foot. But this time I've been very careful. Like any newer students who are coming into this batch, the batches that I'm taking, I would have checked that have they done at least some yoga before, so they have a little bit of inclination or some kind of like some fitness activity that is a little bit aligned. Otherwise, I ask them to attend a few days of the beginner batch. All right. Okay, let's begin. So sit properly, tall. Remember all the other points of the upper body. Gently close the eyes. Sit really, really nice and tall. Take a few moments to breathe in and breathe out. Become aware of the whole body as you breathe. I repeat, become aware of the whole body as you breathe. Every little finger dip from the head to the toe. Gently bring your hands to heart center. We chant one Omkara followed by the full Patanjali mantra today. Take a deep breath in. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिर्जानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रसिधारिणं सहस्रं शीर्षं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम्. Gently bow your head down to Sage Patanjali, to the Lord within you. Gently blink your eyes a couple of times, look at the floor, and you may look up. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the class. Yet another Friday. So we do a quick recap. All right, this whole week we've been doing lying down on the floor. Okay, let's just start with separating out our feet. Okay, I'm not putting my fingers through this time, but I simply want to put it on the floor, not on the mat. Put it on the floor and just try to separate out all the toes with your hands. Okay, and see at how much it can stay. Basically, press the toe tip down. Once you push it away, press the toe tip down and see how much are you able to keep a gap between all the toes, at least an equal gap. Just check. For me, my little toe really struggles, like little toe doesn't go out only. Okay, and then like try to press like the fingertips, sorry, the toe tips. Okay, next week we're going to do like a little more of this footwork. Very interesting footwork we'll be doing. Okay, do it with the other foot as well, both feet. Okay, and then try also to see that is there a difference between both the feet. Is foundation lopsided? One side foundation is strong, one side is not. See, all these activities, what they make us do more than physically doing anything, see where your awareness is. Your awareness is completely on the toes now, isn't it? Completely in the present moment without any much effort. Okay, all right, good. Let's come to lying down. Okay, so we'll start with the simpler ones. I want you to just stretch the feet away from you. Stretch the feet away from you. Keep stretching, completely stretch the feet, stretch from the toes and try to stretch the whole leg. Are you really stretching the whole leg? Okay, let's do what we did yesterday. So this helps you understand. Slightly just lift the thigh off the floor, or the leg off the floor. Shift the whole leg back. Lift the leg and push it back. Push it back in the air and then place it down. Can you feel that? Do the same with the left leg. Lift up the whole leg in the air, push it backward and then place it down. Now, can you feel the stretch of the whole leg from the hip socket? The stretch should come from the hip socket. Like I just now said in Swastikasana, what happens in the ankle has to come from the hip. Okay. All right. So stretch away maximum. Now lift with that same tension of the toes, just bend the toes a little bit and knees are here. So you're bending up slightly. Now press the top part of the knee. Just look here. This top part of the knee, try to keep it pressed. Okay. It will still move. Okay. And then move the legs quickly. Very quickly. Come on, faster, even faster. It need not be high. Very fast. Come on, Zina, you can do faster. Flex the legs, Zina. Little more. Suhasini, flex the legs. Flex the feet, the toes. Okay. Now try to go in circles. Try to go in fast circles. This one is a very good example of how the hip also rotates. When you're trying to rotate, are you able to rotate only the ankle? Isn't your hip rotating? Reverse the rotation. Reverse the rotation, fast small circles, release, relax. Okay, then tuck your toes in a little distance apart, hip width apart. Okay, then I want you to walk with the feet closer like this, walk with the toes closer now, closer towards your hip, closer, and then push the heels away. Trying to push the heels away, even the thigh lifts up, the knee lifts up. Okay, towards the end of the class, I want the same flex of the legs in Halasana.
The same way, actually, the legs should flex even in Shirshasana. But in Shirshasana, only the back of the legs will not flex. Even the front of the legs have to like equally flex. But you will actually should be feeling like this. What feeling you're getting here? When you feel like this in the legs, the pressure from the upper body, from the shoulders, from the neck, from the forearms will be taken off. You won't feel any weight on the head. Release, release, relax. Again, just casually move the leg like this, hip, heel to the hip. You can place your forehead down or your chin down, whatever you prefer. Placing the forehead down relaxes the neck. Okay, again, tuck the toes in. Okay, very quick recap of how when you rotate the ankle, the hips also rotate. Okay, so place your hands on the hips, chin down, chin down. Okay, now rotate the heel. Both the heels should drop to the right side. Can you notice how the hip is rotating? Both the heels drop to the left, to the right, to the left, and right, and left, and right, and left. So as you keep dropping, you'll just notice how, okay, now try to fix the hip, okay, just press the pelvis down. From the navel to the pelvis, press it down properly and try to move only the ankle. See how much it will go. It will go very little, right? Only to 45 degrees. It cannot go down at all without hip movement. So again, coming back to Swastikasana and this Padmasana. Okay, come up on top. Basically on your forearms. All right. Just crisscross your legs. Crisscross your legs. All right. We're just going to do a little twist so that your tummy gets a little break from lying down. So press the base nicely, forearms nicely. Press, 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 press. Pull these heels closer, closer, closer to you. Maximum, maximum, maximum. More and more pull the toes closer towards the head as if the toes are going to touch the head. Okay, more and more press the fist into the floor and go back. Change the cross of the legs. Change the cross of the legs. Okay, bring the knees very, very close. Knees should be touching each other inside of the knees. And again, look up completely. Stretch the throat, chin up. Okay, release, relax. Moving back again to the legs. Okay, so this interesting exercise that we did, you're going to pull your heel back, hold on to the arch or top of the arch, okay, and then lift this leg up. Straighten it up. Okay, I don't need it to be very high, just keep it low. Stretch it away from you. Now I want you to move the leg away from the hip socket, not just from the knees or the ankles. Move it away, move it away. Your chin can be slightly up. If you wish, you can even do a fist with the left hand and put your chin there, or it can be lifted up, no problem. So push away, 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 maximum. Everybody's pushed maximum. Toes are flexed. Are you stretching with the middle toe? Second toe of your leg stretch. Okay, now lift up and up and up and up. Come on, try to take it higher today. Higher, 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 and faster. Higher, 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 even more. Try to keep the right leg as stable as you can. So right thigh should be pressing down. Right thigh should be pressing down and trying to keep it stable. It will move a little bit. Release, down. Nice work. Left leg holds. Anybody feeling too much compression in the stomach, you can just take a quick break, okay? Just roll like this and get back. Left leg pulled towards yourself, right leg straight back. Push it away from the hip socket, away, 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 maximum. More and more and more. Come on, push it away. The stretch should come from the hip socket, I said. In fact, if you stretch properly, you will feel it here in that side, this transverse abdominis thing here, you know, that side muscle here. Should get a pull, pull, push, 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 push. And now up and up. Keep that flex as you go up. Left thigh, press the left thigh down. Don't forget the left thigh. Right leg up, come on, higher, 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 release. If you use the legs properly, you won't have back pain. If you don't use it, you'll have back pain. Okay, be on your fists. Come up on the elbows and forearms. Okay, spread the legs fully. Completely spread the legs, maximum, maximum, maximum. Okay,
Today I want everybody to try again. See, the toes should be pointed in this direction. They should not be eda teda, like they should not be, pointing to the side, etc. Heels pointing up to the ceiling. Okay, and see if you can press down the palms next to the chest, right next to the chest, below the underarm, and lift up. I want only as if the till the pelvis. Pelvis should be touching down. Okay, try to stay here. Whipple, look up. Don't look down. See how much you can straighten. Okay, release down. Very good. Good attempt. Okay, now here try to pull the heels closer to the hip. Maximum, pull it closer. Now hold your knees and spread it a little more. Pull it upward. Pull it upward, maximum. Maximum stretch. Again, stretch back. Okay, come on to your forearms again and twist, twist, twist. Trying to look from the right side, trying to look at the left leg. Over the right shoulder, trying to look at the left leg. Twist it little more. With every exhalation, twist. Inhale, press the forearms into the mat. Why are the arms not working? Press the forearms into the mat. Shift the navel slightly, like, lift up the navel slightly, very slightly, and look back. Okay, left side, left shoulder. Look towards the right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen the upper body by pressing the forearms, elbows. All right, release. Okay, both feet come together and then this right leg goes up like this. Okay, like I was telling you, this is a very difficult asana. Just doing it for 1 week, 5 days will not help us achieve it. Okay, so lifting up the knee, pushing the knee away from you and down, away from you and down. Okay, and then focusing on that middle thigh region. Inner part of the middle thigh should go down. Okay, I have to keep reminding you, otherwise we forget to do it, right? So inner part, just watch once in case anybody's not getting it. Inner part of this middle thigh, think there's a foam pad or like a sponge here, and you're trying to squeeze it. Okay, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Come on, press it. Press down, press, 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 more and more and more. Even more. Push the knees away from your trunk, little more away, little more away. Feel that stretch from the inner groin to the inner knee. Very useful hip opener. Pelvic openers, release, 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 release. Okay, left leg lifts up. Left leg lifts up, 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 up. Okay. Okay, and then push it away from you. Push it down, push it away, push it down maximum. Okay, another thing you can do is everybody place your left hand on the left knee like this, up, elbow up to the ceiling like this. Okay, press the left knee down. Now this right side of the body, you shift to the right more. This you shift to the right. If you cannot push the knee that side, you shift this body to this side. Okay, yeah, now can you feel the lengthening of the inner part of the left thigh? Inner part of the left thigh, press the middle part down, 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 maximum press down, release. Release, relax, come over to your side. Okay, just take your legs back, both your legs back. Okay, and just try to hold your ankle, top ankle, lower ankle should just follow back. Okay, see, knees should be almost in one line. Knees and body should be in one line, only you're pulling this leg back. Okay, the other side. Fix the knee here, below the pelvis, and then just push the legs back. Okay. All right, just a little bit of that neck exercise. So you can be loosely rested on the forearms. Okay, just have a little gentle pressure on the elbow and then bend the head to the right side. Okay, the important thing is, see this, just watch me once. This chin should keep moving up. If you want, actually, you can even keep your hands like this and push this chin up, 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 up. Chin should go this way, up towards the ceiling.
The other side. Release, nice. Okay, and then trying to put the, you can interlock your hands, okay? Keep the thumbs pointing upward and trying to put the crown of the head down and lifting up, okay? This whole body, front body here should lift up. So navel comes off the floor. As you keep taking your chin towards the chest, more and more, trying to dig the chin into the chest. Okay, and maybe the crown of your head might touch the thumbs. I want you to feel that slight core activation here if you do it properly. See, when you automatically chin goes down, it's pushing the chest upward, and automatically the stomach lifts up, and you'll feel a slight engagement in the stomach region. Although I'm not telling you to use your core, it's automatically happening, isn't it? Are you able to feel it? If you're not able to feel it, just do it again. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Thumbs are here up. I just want you to start together. Put the chin down as you exhale towards the chest. And then the chin should keep pushing the chest up, up, up. Keep pushing it up. Little more head down, head down, head down. Not head down towards the mat. Crown of the head is pointing towards the mat. That's it. Automatically the navel lifts up and it's a slightly engaged. Relax your shoulders. Some of your shoulders are towards your ear. Push the shoulders away from the ear. See how relaxed you feel. See how unknowingly you cringe your shoulders most of the times. Release, relax. Okay, again, move your head in whatever, neck in whatever direction you feel good. Maybe half semi-rotations. Right to left, left to right. Okay. And then placing your chin on the palm. So you can just place your palms one on top of the other, push the chin forward, lift up like this, push forward, place it down, place it down. Again, look to your right side, place the temple on the hands, left temple on your hands. Again, here we do the same thing, lift up the head, push the chin upward, rest the head. Lift the head up, push the chin more upwards, then rest the head. Now your head behind the ear is rested on the mat. You're pressing the head, twisting the neck, and chin is looking more and more up. Using this opposing force, head is pressing down, chin is pushing up. This strengthens the sides of your neck. Very, very important for Shirshasana. Strengthening the neck muscles. Keep pushing it away till you feel that strengthening. Come on, push. Push the chin away. And then on the other side, start with the temple. Temple is down. Relax here. Take a breath here. Then lift the head up. And again, then push the chin the other side. Lift the head up again. Push the chin further towards the left shoulder and up to the ceiling. One more time. Lift the head up, push it further, and finally twist it maximum and place the head down. And now using that opposing force, keep pushing the chin away, away, away. Head is pushing down, down, down. See how you need to use your own body for this. You don't need any external equipment. Release, relax, rest the forehead down. If anybody needs a break for the tummy doesn't need a break. Only the fat in the tummy needs a break. So if you want to just move sideways, Anantasana, just move side to side if you wish. Is everybody there? Okay, yeah, okay. I didn't see anybody move. All right. Forehead down now, forehead down. If you wish, you can tuck the toes in for this. Okay. We're just doing eye exercise. So look towards your right elbow, left elbow, right elbow, left elbow. Try to look beyond the right elbow, beyond the left elbow, beyond, beyond. Try to do circles clockwise. Come on. Biggest clockwise that you can do in this posture. Okay. And be a little mindful as you do this. Notice, is your forehead skin moving? Like I said yesterday, I want only the eyeballs to move, only the eyeballs, no other part of your face, not even the skin on your face. So forehead, you can definitely feel here because your palms are rested on it. Okay, reverse the circles. Reverse the circles, make it bigger. Make the circle bigger. Use your eye muscles. Again, check if the forehead is moving. You have to make it more and more subtle, subtle. Blink your eyes a couple of times. Blink, 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 blink continuously. Okay, release, release. Gently come to sitting. Sit in Vajrasana, everyone. Vajrasana, heels together and the toes together. The toes should be together such that it should not be one leg back, one leg forward. Exactly together. Sit down and gently just rub your eyes slightly or just apply a pressure for 2 seconds, release for 2 seconds. Pressure for 2 seconds, release for 2. Stay in Vajrasana for 2 minutes. I'm going to time today. I'm going to time you today. Yeah, 2 minutes exactly. Let's see how we're able to stay. If it's absolutely uncomfortable, don't again force and like really stress. You know, ankle injuries can be really painful. Then you can just gently do this after maybe for the last 30 seconds. Okay. Whoever can sit, please sit. Now, today we're going to do it's Poonmasi, full moon day. Started sometime yesterday. So the full moon energies will be there for 2 days. We're good to do this Chandra Namaskar. Okay, so those of you who haven't done with me before, okay, Aruna, you should keep a pillow in between your feet. Okay, you have to keep a pillow. Initially, start with a big pillow, then slowly reduce the size of the pillow. In fact, I don't even mind if you use um, a chair, stool, and then just place the legs like this and sit. Start with that much. Like, for example, I have this. So you can just sit. This is what I mean. Okay, those with very coarse veins and flat foot and all cannot sit like this properly. So they can start like this with a height. Then keep reducing pillows, you know. Okay, let's all stand up. We'll do the Chandra Namaskar. Okay, just like yesterday, just kick forward and walk. Kick forward and back. Okay, kick forward, kick forward. And then kick back, lean forward, kick back. Because we were lying down the whole time. I just want a little bit of grounding circulation going down. Okay. Right, just sideways, just go sideways. Okay, very good. Okay, so the Chandra, we just add Ardha Chandrasana to the Surya Namaskar and it becomes the Chandra Namaskar. Just follow along, hands to heart center. I hope you will all remember the points. For the first 4 asanas, we did it last week, 3 asanas. This week we did the plank. Please do it properly. We don't have time today, so I'm not going to get into the instruction detailing. Inhale, hands go up, slightly bend back. Look at the palms, stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, bend forward. Exhale, down. Slightly bend the knees, no problem. It's the first Surya Namaskar. In fact, just move your knees a little bit because we did a lot of leg strengthening. Just move the knees like this, back and forth. Okay, and then head down. Right leg steps back. Look ahead, inhale. Very nice. Left leg stretches back for the plank. I'm so sorry. Can we get the left leg back forward? So habitual of this. Okay. Okay. For Chandra Namaskar, we need to take inhale, take the hands up, bend back. This is the Ardha Chandrasana. But in some schools, this is also called Anjaneyasana, Hanuman pose. Okay. Exhale down. Ardha Anjaneyasana. Left leg stretches back for the plank. Drop the knee, chest, chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Right leg steps forward. And again, hands go up for the Chandrasana. Salutations to the moon. Exhale, hand goes down. Left leg steps forward. Head goes down. Inhale, hands go up. Let's do the left side. Inhale, hands go up, bend back. Exhale, down, head down, head down, head down. This time maximum. Left leg steps back.
sorry, yeah. Take the hands up, inhale. Place the hands down, exhale to plank. Drop the knee, chest, chin down. Inhale to Bhujangasana. Exhale to Parvatasana. Left leg comes forward. Inhale, hands go up to Ardha Chandrasana. Both feet come together. Exhale, inhale, hands go up. Okay. Can we do it a little more quickly? Just one last. We'll do only two today for lack of time. Hands to heart center. Inhale, hands go up and back. Exhale, down. Right leg steps back. Hands go up to Ardha Chandrasana. Again, inhale. Hands down. Exhale to plank pose. Drop the knee, chest, chin down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale up to Bhujangasana. Exhale to Parvatasana. Inhale, right leg steps forward. Exhale, just lift the body up. Inhale, take the hands up like this. Place it down. Exhale to Uttanasana. Inhale, hands go up. Continue for the left side. Exhale down. Left leg goes back. Okay, hands go up in Ardha Chandrasana. Come back down. Right leg goes back. Plank. Drop the knee, chest, chin down. Inhale to Bhujangasana. Exhale to Parvatasana. Left leg comes forward. Hands go up, salutations to the moon. Hands down, right leg back. Drop the knee, chest, chin down. Sorry, left leg back, drop the knee, chest. Oh, I'm so sorry. Feet together. Inhale, hands go up. You know what happens is that when I think of correcting somebody, so my mind goes there. So Vasindra, you have to see that Surya Namaskar detailed video and make your corrections, because I'm not making corrections for you because it's gonna like be a it's gonna expend everybody else's time, but you will end up in injury, your knee, especially the knee. So just take a look at, please spend some time on it. Okay. Otherwise, I want you to skip the Surya Namaskars in class. Okay. All right. No problem. If you can take your time to view it. All right. There's no, it's not like, I'm not saying it's like a punishment. So just take your time to see it instead of doing it wrong. That's it. Okay. All right. Feet together, everyone. Uttanasana has been our asana for the week. We also did Trikonasana using the wall, if you remember. All right. So quickly starting with Baddhahasta, what we learned yesterday. And then you're taking it behind your back. Stretch it back and lift it up. Keep pushing this forearm away from your head. Further away. Even further away. Make space between the head and the forearm. All right. Now, when you come down to exhaling, come down to exhale, exhale, exhale maximum. Push the forearms away from the head. Everybody show me your side profile, please. Don't face forward, head towards me. Yes, thank you. Okay, Rajni, you need to go back, or camera should go back. Bend over. No, come back to the L shape. L shape. L. Here. Okay, just one second. Just watch me once. Okay, because we did it yesterday, so I'm not repeating. I thought you'll get it. Okay, so you're here and here. I want you to push the forearms away from your head and make sure that this hip is not going back like this. This line is not inclined. It is seedha. So hip is right above the ankle and you're stretching here, and I want you to stay here. Okay, your back should be straight. It's not like the chest, like it should not be too concave or anything like that. Just keep pushing forward. Try to push the chest down a little bit. Chest down. Like if I keep a saucepan on your back, it should be balanced. Very good. Beautiful, Zina. Vipul, you have to improve. Kimi, can you come slightly up? Kimi's back is better than Vipul. Okay, go down slowly. Go down now. Go down further. Keep pushing the forearm away from you. Change the interlock of the forearm. As you go down. Okay, and keep pushing down. Use your thumbs to push the forearm down away from you. Okay. Yes. Now shift the weight on your heel. It should not be in the front part of your leg. Okay, straighten the back of the knee. Doctor, your hip is going back slightly behind the heel. Yes. Okay, lift the hip up. Come on, head down, hip up, arms down, hip up. Gently release the hands, place it on the floor, bend the knee. Just stay here for some time.
Okay, slowly slide the hands up the legs. Just coming up like that. Very nice, very good. Okay, okay, when coming up, please don't place the hands on the knee, anyone, okay? All right. Now, yesterday I made you do this, and then later on see, sometimes what happens is I'm doing the asana with you, and I can't always watch you, right? Many times I spend I spend time going through the video later on and checking who's doing what. And earlier, when there were like lesser students, I would even like take the time to pause the video and cut the screenshot and send it to them, and do it. And I would have to do it for so many students are making the same mistake, so I would send to each one their own stuff, right? So because I can't send like yours to somebody else, right? It's against your privacy. So now that we have the group, okay, I wanted to ask your permission if I can just share anybody's uh, you know uh, screenshot. Okay, I won't take awkward views. Okay, I won't take your view of the hip or something. Okay, so that is just for everybody's learning. All right, so just let me know on the group or give me a thumbs up. Okay, so that way it will be easier for all of us to learn. So I'll give you an example of what happened. So yesterday I said we're going to do this. Now immediately after this, you can do it along with me and look at the screen if you wish. So I just said exhale down to Uttanasana, stay here, lengthen, 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 and then make your little finger touch the floor, and then just stay here maximum. Okay, now by the time everybody went here, they forgot about the legs, and many of them were like this. So when you do like this has become almost Parvatasana, because the whole weight is moving on the hands. Nothing is happening to the legs. Okay. So then I said from here, basically the whole idea was from here, you lengthen this upper body. You raise the hands, lengthen the upper body, but the legs should be the foundation. Once you do this, legs are no more the foundation. Okay. Obviously, when the tree becomes like this, it is weak. Someday it is going to fall. All right. So everybody, please stay here. Okay, and then just only slide the hands. Nothing should happen to the trunk should still be elongated. Only the hands come here, and then you keep pushing down, 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 down. Really feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Come on. Okay, doctor, still your this thing is inclined. Back, hip back, hip back. You're not in a straight line. No, more back, even more. Yes, now you're straight. Now, stay, the legs should be there, only the hands move forward. Walk with the hands forward. Good one, Zina, very good. Good usage of props. You can keep that prop block longer, taller. Yeah, very good. Something awkward, Malvika. Little bit, I think, I don't know. The neck, push the neck down, Malvika. Okay, now as you reach there, hold the back of your heels. Hold the back of your heels. Anybody has back pain, don't do this for so long. Nobody here actually has so much back pain. Okay, then push the elbows away from you, release, slowly come up. Come back here. Rest your body. Rest your body. Take the hands up slightly and just sort of bend back. Just sort of relieve the back. Do whatever it feels to. Gently relieve the back. Push the pelvis slightly forward. Okay, like this. See, watch, I'm swinging a little bit. I'm pressing and swinging. Look up, don't strain the neck. Keep looking up at the ceiling. Okay, come back here. Again, legs are forward. Pull the feet up towards your chest. Okay, does everybody have it in you to do Uttanasana once more? One more variation. Okay. Okay, I'm really asking yes or no, because it might be too much for the back and the legs. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, so this one is against the wall. Okay, it's actually, you should actually feel when you go down, you should start feeling this hip sliding up, sliding. Please watch before you do it. Sliding up, sliding up, sliding up. Okay, and you'll feel it literally. You'll feel this legs lengthen. Basically, the hips are going up and lengthen. And once you reach here, you can either place your hands on the floor. You can even place it a little forward. Please don't fall on your face. Okay, Hips should be against the wall. And can you notice the distance between the wall and the heel? Okay, there should be a little distance. And then you go down. And once you go down, important thing is, I want you to press the heel so much that you feel that energy travel up, and it should spread slightly. The hips should spread, like how you know in Sukhasana we were spreading the hips and trying to sit on the sit bone. You should feel that sit bone against the wall. Okay, give it a try. It's a very deep stretch. Again, those with back pain, okay, you have to hinge from the waist. If you're not able to do that, don't stay for too long. If you go with this, you're going to give this a very bad stretch. Okay, don't do that. Okay, it's okay to skip. All right, now feet slightly away from the wall. Inhale, lift the hands up, stretch the hands up, up, even further up. Exhaling down. Exhale down. Go down, 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 down. If you feel your body shifting too much on the front foot, once you place the hands down, shift the weight on the back foot. In fact, everybody lift the toes. Lift the toes. I'm keeping a little distance between my legs. My feet are not together. Hip width apart. Shantala, hip width apart. Feet. Yes. Malvika also. Keep the feet slightly apart. Good. Now, shift. Feel that shift of the hip up, sliding. Hip should slide up against the wall while you're pressing your feet. The more you press your heels, the hips will actually slide up against the wall. And then once you hold down, if you want, you can even hold your ankles. Spread the hips to the sides. That spreading of the hips will come by lengthening the legs, not that you're spreading it actually. Feel the sit bones. Can you feel the sit bones on the wall? The bones inside the hip, which is attached to the top of the thigh. Lengthen, lengthen, come on, feel it. Release. Gently, gently come up. You know, if you remember, some of you last year, I think Jyoti posted this on the group also. We did Uttanasana like this. By trying to push the, lengthening this, the upper body. This is another way to do it. If you want, you can try this at home on the weekend. Okay, try both legs to the wall and back to the wall. That will give a good lengthening of the lower body and the upper body. Okay, we don't have time today, so I'm not making you do that. Okay, all right, release, take the hands back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Okay, and then stretch this way. See, you know what? Actually, the body already tells you like what to do. Like if I did too much of this, you just want to do this. Exactly how you do when you're sitting, like you're sitting on your computer seat for too long, okay, and you don't even realize, but you do this, correct? You do this, right? So body is telling you what to do. That's why when you do your yoga self practice, keep taking these breaks, like, you know, keep taking these breaks and just, you know, do what, of course, like I will obviously might know more moves because it's my, you know, I do this for a living. So for you, you might be restricted with a little bit of, okay, what should I do kind of a thing. Okay, just keep the feet wide, keep the feet wide, roll the hands up, hold your left wrist, hold the left wrist. And I just want you to bend over to the side as a last final stretch. Okay, and then come up, hold the left wrist and bend over to the other side, pull the wrist, just stay here. All right. Okay, we'll just stay in Halasana for a minute to be done. All right, so make that same distance from Paschimottanasana. So you're here, from here you first bring the hips over here. Okay, so just go forward like this, bring your hips over here, then place the hands here. Okay, and then bring your shoulder here, this is your right distance. Quickly, 1 minute Halasana, 1 minute bridge. All right, come up to sitting. Okay, lengthen the legs as much as you can. Inhale, hands go up, lengthen the trunk. Exhale down to Paschimottanasana. Inhale, roll back to Halasana. Your legs should be on the wall and push the hips away from you. Again, drop down. Exhale to Paschimottanasana. Inhale to Halasana. Simply staying in Halasana now. Stay in a proper Halasana. I want you to adjust your legs properly. Toes down, press. I'm not going to correct anyone today. Those of you who are not able to get into Halasana can just keep trying, no problem. Push the thighs away from you. You'll get it only by trying.
Try to make the trunk long. Remember that video of Halasan that I sent. Okay, if your neck is straining, something's happening, maybe you're not gone the right way, you can come back down and go, or you can just skip. Okay, slowly come back to come back to lying down. I've come out to sitting to watch you. You lie down. Lie down, we'll do the bridge pose. Bend the knees in mountain. Okay, hands are beside your hips. Okay, just gently lift up the hips and the chest. Don't exaggerate too much, very gently. If you look at yourself, at the navel and the pelvis should form a straight line. Okay, very light, no pressure on the legs, no pressure on the shoulders. Just relax the body. Okay, keeping the left leg where it is, right heel should slide away from you. Slide the right heel on the mat. Okay, without dropping the hip bone. No, 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 no. Everybody's dropping the hip bone. Come back, just watch me once. Okay, see what I'm saying is you lift up like this. When you slide this hip bone should not drop. If it helps at this level, hold your hip bone. Okay, hold this or touch this here. And then when you slide this, I want this in the same place. Only the leg should move. The stretch should come from the thigh. And it should like not drop this bone down. And if it's dropping down, lift it up using the hand. Lift it up using the hand. This is what we call alignment. Okay, bring the right leg back, left leg stretches, left leg stretches. Bring it back, release your back, relax, just hug your knees, widen the knees and then pull it towards you. Okay, widen the knees, pull it towards you, simply stay here. Interlock your hands, take your arms around the knees and interlock your hands. Like this. Okay, and then turn to your right side. Okay, turn to the left side. Turn to your right and turn to your left. Release. Okay, relax. Place your legs down. Relax the legs completely. Just rest in Shavasana for about a minute. Just simply let go. Inhale and exhale out of all the stressed areas. Inhale, oxygenate every single cell of the body. Exhale, let go of any tension. Inhale, your body is filled with nice bright white light. And exhale, just allow any negativity to just surrender. Gently bring your right hand up, bend both the knees. Gently come up to sitting. The topic of advancement in yoga is one of my favorite topics because many times people have a wrong notion of advancement in yoga. This week for Friday theory session, I thought I'll also include our senior batch, so right here. So seniors meet the regulars, and then you guys can meet them. Okay, some of them are actually waving. That's sweet. Okay, so yeah, so I just want to tell them that every Friday for my batch, I usually do a theory session of 10 minutes, and I usually talk about a little bit of yoga theory and philosophy, whatever I have learned, or through my reading or learning of yoga. So now, especially with seniors, I'm a little nervous because aap sab log. Is it okay, guys, for my batch if I mix a little bit of Hindi? Everyone, okay, great, thank you. तो आप सब लोगों ने मेरे से ज्यादा पढ़ा होगा, सुना होगा, तो छोटी मुंह बड़ी बात हो जाएगी. But anyways, I hope you all you can definitely give me your inputs. I'm just speaking. My whole thing is about yoga philosophy, कि योगा सूत्रास या जो गीता या जो भी spiritual knowledge होता है, तो of course it is always there, but how is it linked to asanas? Okay, so that is always my quest. Okay, if you notice, whenever I speak to you at theory sessions, I always come back to how this 1 hour of yoga exercise is helping us in our spiritual growth. है ना, कि अगर एक्सरसाइज करने से बॉडी फिट रहती है, हेल्थ अच्छा रहता है, तो हम लोग कोई भी एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हैं, तो योगा क्यों करें? So anybody would want to answer this? Like if we're doing exercise for fitness, then we can do any other exercise. Why do yoga?
Varsha, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear. Yes, Priyanka. Sorry,
Yes,
Chitra.
because it helps to make us concentrate on each body part consciously. We are which body part is being used.
Priyanka says that we can consciously focus on every body part. Okay, sorry, I'll have to do yahan ka wahan, because I thought I'll not ask you all to log off and join their meeting because it's too much of a hassle. So I've joined both the meetings. Okay. So yes, so every body part we feel conscious, right? We get awareness, and this awareness is what we want to carry through the day. हर काम में जो भी kitchen में कर रहे हैं, घर पे कर रहे हैं, बच्चे के लिए कर रहे हैं, जो भी कर रहे हैं, we want to do it with awareness. So that is the spiritual aspect of yoga. And anything else, Chitra?
No, I was about to say that because in gym or any other form of fitness, we just do it. We don't really focus on how much emphasis we are doing on the hands or the legs. We're just doing and thinking differently. But here, if you don't focus, you can't do the asanas well.
Yeah, so she's saying in gym and all, we can just do the, exercise. But here, if we don't concentrate, we cannot do it, right? Another reason is also because in yoga, we focus so much on breathing. So breathing along with asanas makes an exercise different. Actually, gym में भी होता है. Gym में भी हम लोग बोलते हैं कि exhale and squat, but उतना ज़्यादा emphasis नहीं होता है. All right. So I wanted to today talk about a topic called purging. Okay, purging करके एक concept होता है सारे world religions में. It is so important that every single religion in the world has this concept in some way or the other. So let me give you a few examples. तो ये word जो purging है, इसका मतलब है to purify, to clean yourself. Okay, not बाहर से clean. बाहर से clean करने के लिए हम लोग नहाते हैं, धोते हैं, जो भी करते हैं. But अंदर से कैसे clean हो जाए? अंदर से क्लीन होते हैं एक्सरसाइज या आसना से, और एक्सरसाइज से भी क्लीन होते हैं. रनिंग करोगे तो भी क्लीन होता है, लेकिन योगा से जल्दी होता है, क्योंकि योगा से आप माइंड भी लगा रहे हो, आप ब्रीदिंग भी कर रहे हो, तो ज्यादा जल्दी हमको इफेक्ट मिलता है उससे. दैट्स व्हाई योगा इज नोन टू बी वेरी हीलिंग. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू दिस प्यूरिफिकेशन प्रोसेस, तो ये वर्ड पहले तो पर्जिंग जो है बाइबल में आता है, क्रिश्चियनिटी में दिस वर्ड. बट इफ यू सी इन एवरी रिलीजन, जैसे हिंदुइज्म में हम लोग 4 धाम यात्रा पे जाते हैं, तो क्यों जाते हैं? क्या भगवान रियली चाहते हैं कि हम लोग वहां किसी पहाड़ पे मुश्किल से चलते हुए जाएं, कि सारे शहर के लोग वहां पे आए? नहीं, भगवान ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं चाहते. वो हम अपने लिए कर रहे हैं. क्यों कर रहे हैं? कि उससे बॉडी प्यूरिफाई होता है. कोई भी एनी डिफिकल्ट थिंग दैट वी डू, एनी डिफिकल्ट थिंग दैट वी डू, फिजिकल एक्टिविटी, okay, usse what will happen is the mind starts coming into control. I'll give you an example. ये तो सबने experience किया होगा कि सोचो आज बहुत काम है घर पे, बहुत सारे गेस्ट आए हुए हैं, ऑफिस का भी काम है, ये है वो है, एंड देन बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे 3-4 काम और बाकी हैं, अभी तो थक गए हैं पूरा, लेकिन मेरे को मन से करना ही है वो. ठीक है, तो हाउ व्हाट हैपेंस एट दैट टाइम? यू से कम ऑन वर्षा, नहीं करना है, ये करना ही है. तो वो कौन बोल रहा है? वो माइंड बोल रहा है. तो माइंड बॉडी का कंट्रोल लेके माइंड बोलता है कि चलो करो, राइट? तो ये जब बॉडी टायर्ड हो जाता है तो माइंड कंट्रोल में आता है. लेकिन जब माइंड या इमोशंस टायर्ड हो जाते हैं,
इसका भी एग्जाम्पल है. Like for example, it could be even scientists, okay? When they're really researching on some topic, like they say Newton and Archimedes, Newton पे एप्पल गिर गया और suddenly उसको वो आ गया, वो बोलता है कि मेरे को खुद भी नहीं पता, मेरे को अंदर से वो चीज आ गई कि gravity है. Okay, and Archimedes also same thing. He was lying in the bathtub when he got the idea. He suddenly got that idea. So वो अंदर से आता है. कैसे आता है? For example, अभी इमोशनल चीज ले लेते हैं कि यू नो सम रिलेटिव सेड समथिंग बैडली, और योर डॉटर, योर सन हर्ट यू वेरी बैडली. Okay, your parents hurt you very badly. So what do? Sometimes we feel bad, but after we felt bad for few days, यार ठीक है यार, फैमिली है, ये तो ऐसे ही है, रहने दो, बच्चे हैं, रहने दो, यू नो, वो अंदर से वो अच्छापन निकलता है, राइट? जो हमारा जो अंदर की अच्छाई है वो बाहर निकल के आती है. तो that is actually your soul energy. So remember we spoke about body becomes tired, mind comes into play. Mind or emotion gets too disturbed, then soul comes into play. ये जो soul energy play में आ रहा है, तो soul energy अच्छा भी हो सकता है, बुरा भी हो सकता है. कभी कभी लोग ऐसे ही बोलते हैं कि अच्छा उसने ऐसा किया मेरे संग, मैं और करके दिखाऊंगा उसको, मैं तो और उसको तंग करूंगा, यू नो, ऐसे भी हो सकता है. करेक्ट? बच्चे ने ऐसे ही किया, चलो मैं उसको पनिश करता हूँ, इसको तो सबक सिखा के दिखाता हूँ. That is a lower nature. That's your, they बोलते हैं animal nature and higher nature, right? तो higher nature जो उभर के आता है वो तब होता है when the body is pure, when the mind is calm, तभी ये higher nature आ सकता है. तो इसके लिए हमको आसन करना जरूरी है. तो आसन कर करके हमारी बॉडी इतनी प्योर हो जाती है, इतना मतलब क्लीन हो जाता है, अंदर से क्लीन. तो सिर्फ हिंदुइज्म में ये 4 धाम यात्रा का वो नहीं है, ये तो हम जैनिज्म में भी देखते हैं कि वो सिर्फ कपड़ा यू नो से प्राइवेट पार्ट पे पहन के दे वॉक barefoot for months and months. They walk. In Buddhism we see that they go sit on a very high monastery somewhere, or 18 to 20 years तक they're only meant to read books. Islam में ऐसे करता है कि पूरे life they people collect money to go to Hajj, and they do their everyday namaz. They have to do it at that particular time. Why do they have to do? सब मतलब उनका पूरा day is planned according to that. कि काम वाम छोड़ छाड़ के they will go and they will have to read at that time. Why they have made all these things in our religions? कि कुछ तो discipline आए, कि कुछ तो कहीं तो discipline, मन कहीं तो तुम body को mind control करे body को कि नहीं ये करना ही है ना? So that's why we have all of these things. So all these things they do nothing but purification. क्योंकि बिना purification से ध्यान तो लगेगा ही नहीं. Okay, so they actually say, ये ISKCON में ऐसे बोलते हैं कि जो हमारी बॉडी है, our body should be like a flute. Okay, flute जो है उसका outer part ऐसे strong body बैम्बू का होता है. बैम्बू is a very strong wood. और उसका अंदर का क्या होता है? कुछ नहीं, बस उसमें हवा डालोगे तो बजेगा. So this हवा is basically your soul energy. It should pass through freely through the body. अगर हमारे बॉडी में blockages हैं, इमोशनल टॉर्चर के पेंट अप एनर्जीज है, ट्यूमर है बॉडी में, तो सोचो ट्यूमर अगर वो फ्लूट में घुस जाए, कोई पत्थर, स्टोन्स, किडनी स्टोन्स, तो how will it flute? No sound will come. It won't be melodious at all. So they say the body should be hollow. Hollow मतलब खाली, मतलब हमारा माइंड कैसे खाली हो जाता है ना शवासन में, इतना एक्सरसाइज करके जब शवासन में लेटो तो बस लगता है कि even if that 2 minutes, if you're able to keep the mind in your control, effortlessly empty, that is the progress in yoga. That is your advancement in yoga. Not कि you have to do stand on your head, do शीर्षासन, वो advancement नहीं है. अगर वो advancement होता, तो अगर हमारे क्लास में एक जिम्नास्टिक स्टूडेंट होता तो वो मेरे और शबाना को कब का पीछे छोड़ जाता. तो क्या वो योगी बन सकते हैं? ऐसा नहीं कि वो योगी है ना, just because they're moving their body in different weird shapes. So the progress of yoga is कि our body is becomes so empty, pure, clean, and the mind becomes so empty. जब mind empty हो जाता है तो you feel शांत. In fact, they say prashant, you feel prasanna. Or when this man is prasanna, then that soul energy that flows through you will make you do only higher nature things. आप सबको बोलोगे, सबको
फैमिली की तरह ही सोचोगी, अरे इसने ऐसे कर दिया, ठीक है कोई नहीं, सबके बारे में ऐसे लगेगा कि सब लोग मतलब यू जस्ट सो इजी टू फॉरगिव, फॉरगेट, एंड दैट लोअर नेचर विल नेवर कम. दैट्स व्हेन जजमेंट. तो ये जो मैंने लिखा था डिसॉल्विंग द ईगो, तो ये यहाँ से आता है, आसन से. कि अगर आप फिजिकल योगा, अभी तो हम लोग ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं कोविड की वजह से, बट अगर फिजिकली हम लोग योगा क्लास में जाते हैं, ये सबसे बेस्ट जगह है लर्न करने के लिए जजमेंट कैसे नहीं करना है. हम एक बार सोचेंगे कि ओ आई एम एबल टू डू दिस आसन वेरी वेल, टीचर टॉट सम आसन, आई एम डूइंग इट वेरी वेल, एंड देन यू लुक अराउंड एंड यू फील लाइक इसको तो आ नहीं रहा है, इसको तो आ नहीं रहा है, क्योंकि हमारे ऑब्वियसली वो कंपैरिजन ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाते हैं. जो भी करो, कितना भी कोशिश करो, ह्यूमन नेचर इज टू कंपेयर. But next day, that person can do the asana, you cannot do. So that judgment slowly drops. Then you start feeling कि मैं नहीं, ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने कर लिया, मैं सब कर रहा हूँ. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है कि हम नहीं कर रहे हैं, हमारी बॉडी क्लीन हो रही है, हमारा माइंड शांत हो रहा है, तो वो एनर्जी जो डिवाइन एनर्जी फ्लो हो रहा है वो हमसे अच्छी चीजें करवा रहा है. तो ये चीज होता है. तो इसीलिए योगा, अगर आपको कभी सुबह उठ के मन ना लगे योगा करने का, तो अपने आप को याद दिलाएं कि यू आर प्यूरिफाइंग योरसेल्फ, एंड दिस प्यूरिफिकेशन इज नेसेसरी एवरी डे. व्हाई? बिकॉज क्योंकि रोज हम मल लगाते हैं अपने आप पे, क्योंकि रोज हम लोग यहाँ पे सत्संग में जाते हैं, फिर यहाँ पे सोसाइटी में गपशप की बातें करते हैं, तो 10 कदम आगे लिए, 20 कदम पीछे लिए, तो फिर से वो क्लीनिंग चाहिए होता है, राइट? कि you keep need that cleaning because again you carry on emotional baggage. Okay, and another reason why you want to do physical yoga is the highest form of exercise, is because when the body is not fit ना, तो हम लोग बुरे कर्म ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाते हैं. कैसे? बॉडी जब फिट नहीं है तो मन तो ऐसे ही चंचल रहता है, यू फील चिड़चिड़ापन, right? When if you have pain in any body part, don't you feel चिड़चिड़, right? ये काम नहीं हो पा रहा है, वो काम नहीं हो रहा है, उसके ऊपर सब पे चिल्लाना घर पे, और you'll be like मेरे को हॉस्पिटल ले जाओ, मेरे को डॉक्टर के पास ले जाओ. कि what is this? you कर्म बढ़ा रहे हो ना, अपने किसी से फेवर ले रहे हो, तो और वापस आके उसको ठीक करना है. ये सब बॉडी की वजह से. अगर बॉडी फिट रहेगी तो खुद अपना काम कर सकते हैं, खुद सब कुछ अच्छे से सब कुछ हो जाएगा. तो बॉडी ठीक नहीं है तो मन ठीक नहीं रहेगा. तो ये एक चीज हमको दिमाग में डालनी है. So that's about it from my end. Anybody wants to speak, say anything, especially like people like my mom is here in the other group, so they are listening to pravachan whole day and पूरा दिन या तो बुक पढ़ रहे हैं या तो प्रवचन कर रहे हैं. तो मेरे को लग रहा है कि जो मैं बोल रही हूँ वो तो इन सबको ऑलरेडी पता होगा. Anyways, anybody wants to say anything, we can go for it.
Varsha, what I've noticed is
Yes, Usha.
every day is a new day. Okay, so it's not the same thing. So today I've done something. My focus is only for today. How I can better myself physically.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
a new
Usha.
day. So you wake up and that day you get onto your mat. Even I joined 3 days, but the next day, if I don't do it, I do something different. I move my body. I see that my body is moved. And then you check on your emotions. That day you may feel good, bad, miserable.
Yes.
You work on that. And then you clean up everything at night and you wake up again. Again, some things can disturb you. Everything around the environment there's a trigger. Then how you connect to that? For me, that's, should I connect, should I not? That comes in. Then mind comes in. This is not important. Prioritizing my day, the thoughts, it helps a lot. And I think yoga has really helped me because I'm a very restless person, and it has made me understand myself much better. I felt, that feeling of grounding myself a lot. I keep grounding myself, that has helped me to notice. And the started feeling also has helped me. But overall, I feel this has really brought me to notice my body.
Thank you for sharing, Usha. Usha, by the way, Usha is also Usha Nair, एक है हमारे class में. She's 60 years old herself, and she does a lot of. She works for a charity taking care of special children. I think mental health, right? Autistic children. Thank you, Usha. Thanks for sharing. All right, everyone, you can leave your messages in the group and let me know how you liked it. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Shabana. Thanks for allowing me in your class.
Thanks, Asha. Bye. Have a great weekend.
Welcome.
Thank you, Varsha.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Good day.
Have a nice weekend. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Varsha.